Alright, so we put them in. The damper adjustment goes in the center over there. They're in here. Now I just got to put them in the actual yokes around the sway bar end links that it comes with. And fronts are done. Now I can install the ladder lines and the lines. I will run the lines once I do the rear. So once all the struts are in, I usually run the lines after that. And then mate them all in the trunk. So then I'll have static air, so I'll be able to move it around. Inflate it with air, actually take it for a ride if I want to, but it'll make it movable. But the fronts are in, super easy. Stay tuned. Oh man, so 2020 Golf TSI 1.5 liter, not the 1.8 liter. And of course, not all air installations are perfect. Some of them are. 9 times out of 10 they're perfect, but you have that one that is not perfect. And why isn't it perfect? It's not perfect because majority of the vehicles for the Mark 7s, up until I guess the last generation year, which is what this one is from, were 55 millimeters in the front. Well, this one happens to be 50, which means that this diameter over here is 55 because I ordered the 55. We made the 55 lower mount struts in order to fit into majority of the spindles, just because I've always done 2016s all the way to 2018 Mark 7.5s, but I didn't do a 2020, which is, the last generation 7.5, and this yoke happens to be 50 mil. 55, 50, you guessed it. This doesn't fit into this. So anyways, needless to say, we're making new struts right now that are 50 mil that are going to work for this. But this is just going to cause a little bit of a delay, about a week to 2 weeks for it to happen, which is fine. But what I'm going to do now, so actually, yeah, there you go. Be careful, because it appears that this is a Canadian Mark 7.5, 2020 1.4 liter TSI model. And the lower mounts happen to be 50 mil, whereas we ordered the 55. So just make sure that you always measure your diameter of the lower strut before you order any kind of air struts. This one happens to be my mistake, just because I was going under the assumption that they're all 55. They're not. This one happens to be 50. So just fine. We're going to get it resolved. What we're going to focus on now, so I'm going to remove these. These are going to be for sale shortly. On our website, we're going to have a clearance sale. So I will be selling a full front air strut kit for 55 millimeter Mark 7, 7.5 GTIs, TSIs. And rear bags, not including the rear shocks, because the rear shocks will work on this car. Because the rear lower control arms have not changed. This is not a twist beam solid axle in the rear, so we don't have to worry about that. Or twist beam axle in the rear. So I will be putting these up for sale. These are brand new, literally. So stay tuned on our website, squeakycleanair.ca. We do have a clearance section, so these will be up there. I'm going to be updating it and putting a couple more air strut options so that we kind of have like leftover kits that you guys will be able to purchase at crazy discounted rates. So anyways, I'm gonna pull this up, remove the fronts, continue this on once we actually get the proper shocks in, which are 50 mil lower mounts, and I'm gonna start focusing now on the rear end, which is very simple.